Hi, welcome to TB's Life. So glad you're here. Hello, welcome to another Tea Time with TB and
TBee.
Charlie.
Yep.
So, at least
She snagged me again.
at least he's having tea this time. Last time he wanted to play around and have water during our tea time. But it is okay. It is okay. Yes. So, this time for our destination, we are going to talk about our memorable moments in Florida. Yay! That's one of my favorite places to go. Yeah, and I had to represent. Yes, wearing my Florida shirt. Well, one of them anyway. Okay, so, and you want me to start this one off about one of our funny moments in Florida? Okay, so one year we went to Florida, and I called myself trying to step outside the box.
She was trying to be cute.
Experiment, okay, trying to be cute, or
Yep,
whatever. So trying to be on my grown girl stuff, okay?
Yep.
Try something that I never tried before. So, so me and my son,
Sure did.
we were in the lazy river. So our resort had like this big grand like swimming pool and all the bells and whistles and stuff. Mm-hmm. So my son, he's like, I'm gonna get in the lazy river. So I'm like, I'm gonna get in the lazy river too. I've never done that. In all my trips, I've never gotten into the lazy river. So I said, I'm gonna get into the lazy river. So I go into the lazy river. Charlie, he sits over to the side, chilling.
I'm chilling.
So me and my son, we go to the water. So I see like all these kids and adults with the donuts and stuff, right? So they coming by me, they just chilling and stuff. They donating it up, they sitting on it, they just cruising on by. I'm like, dang, that look cool, that look fun. So I was like, let me get a donut and try that. I got a donut. I tried to sit my big behind on the donut, right? Didn't I flip off within like 5 seconds of getting on the donut? My donut flips over into the water.
Oh, with her on the donut.
I'm sitting on the donut and I flip on the water.
Now it's an upside down donut.
Okay.
And guess who's in the water?
Okay. So I flip over. I'm in the water. I immediately splash all the way down to the bottom of the water. Mind you, I can't swim. I could try to survive, but I can't swim. So I'm in there. I'm splashing, I'm kicking, I'm splashing. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to drown. I'm in the water drowning. And then I was like, no, I don't want to go out like this. I was like, girl, if you under the water, nobody gonna know you drowning. They ain't gonna know you need help. So something was just like, all right, stand up. At least try to poke your head up so somebody can see you.
But before that, remember,
I ain't get to that part yet. So I'm like, oh my God, let me try to get something else so somebody can see me. So finally I was like, whoo! And I pushed my hand up through the water and stood on my feet. So, mind you, I couldn't see nothing because I was like engulfed in water, like I had put submerged all the way down the water. But mind you, while I'm splashing around fighting for my life in this water, I hear this little snickering, right? And I'm like, hey, I'm sitting here drowning and somebody is laughing at me. I'm like, instead of laughing, just help me, right? So finally, when I got the courage to merge myself out of the water and realized that I could stand up in it, here come my son coming up on me like, Mom, I know good well you was not splashing in 3 feet of water.
Yes, you was.
He said, Mom, it was 3 feet of water. I'm like, but I can't swim. I was like, he's still laughing at me. Why you didn't help me? He was like, Mom, it's only 3 feet of water, right?
Yeah, she almost ended in 3 foot of water. But now here's the funny part. So I'm sitting over in the lounge chair because I'm like chilling, and I'm like, damn, she sure was taking a long time to come back. I'm walking over toward this lazy river that she's talking about, and she's walking back. I'm talking like drenched, like somebody took a 55-gallon bucket of water and dumped it on her head. She's drenched. And I'm like, baby, what's going on? Why is your hair so... She said, well, see what had happened was, when she told me that, I was like, y'all are not allowed to go in the lazy river.
Well, that was me, actually.
You are not allowed to go to the lazy river by yourself, unattended again. I'm like, I got to put a low jack on you. I'm like, what in the sand blade? And Tony is laughing his behind off.
Laughing his butt off. But needless to say, I have not gone in the lazy river.
She ain't allowed to go.
That was my first and last time going in the lazy river.
Unless I'm there right next to her, followed her around the lazy river to make sure that this one right here don't try to kill herself in 3 foot of water.
3 feet of water.
I'm like, OMG.
That was one of my funny, memorable moments on one of our mini Orlando trips.
Yeah.
So, what was one of your memorable moments for Orlando? Was it the funny, or was it something that you enjoy doing? I think it's something that you
a funny moment.
liked in Orlando.
I'm trying to think. Refresh my memory. You know what? So we decided when we went to Orlando to take a helicopter ride. And well, you know, I don't mind the big helicopters, but this little ass helicopter that we was in, it wasn't too bad, but it was all glass, right? Because it's one of them sightseeing helicopters. So they get in the back, her and Tony get in the back, and they got their headphones on so we can talk, you know. And the pilot's like, oh, you can sit up front with me. I'm like, cool. And actually, it was kind of fun because he actually let me help him pilot the helicopter. But when he turned, he went to take this dip over the highway.
Oh, man.
And I'm leaning up against the door, and I'm like, oh, damn. If this freaking door opens up, I'm done. Like, I'm literally, like, leaning like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, my God. I'm holding on to the chair. I'm like, yo. I looked at him. I said, hey, Mr. Pilot there. This door ain't going to open up on me. He was like, nah, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm like, yeah, okay. But it was fun. After I realized that the door was locked good. But it was pretty interesting to help pilot a helicopter.
Yeah, that was a crazy moment because it was flying and hovering so close. It's like, ooh, now is this thing stable? Is we gonna land in the water? It was one of them type of moments. But that was a memorable moment, and that was kind of scary at the same time because he was like, woo wee. But now I'm gonna switch gears to our trips to Florida, but the Tampa excursion, the Tampa one. So we went to Tampa recently, actually, and this is hilarious. So we happened to go during the weekend of like the NWA, the big wrestling federation. Like it was this big old tournament or competition or whatever in Tampa at the time.
And they had all of the old time wrestlers. Like everybody in the hotel was almost a wrestler because I'm standing, I'm like getting on the elevator when we first got there, and I'm looking, I'm like, I see all this WWE, WWE stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if these are pro wrestlers here. Because I'm seeing all these people on the elevator with me, and they like huge.
Okay.
And I'm standing there, I'm like,
boy, like big necks, big arms. Yeah,
like they were huge.
It was like, woo. And they wasn't like very like, ooh.
So we go and put our stuff in the room, and we come back down on the elevator, and this one over here, she's like, baby. I told her, I said, baby, you know that the WWE, WWA, the Wrestlers Association are having like a big conference here. And she was like, no. I said, I'm telling you, I was on the elevator with them.
Yeah.
So
So how
so
about
wait a
when we
minute.
came down?
Wait. So the thing that made me realize that that's what it was because it was this little midget. He was about this, no, he wasn't that big. He was about maybe 4 foot tall.
What was the name of that? He was a famous wrestler, but he was all like that.
He's a little midget.
But I could not think of his name.
Yeah.
But I was like, but we came in the lobby, and I was like, oh my God, they were like sitting there.
Yeah.
It was about maybe like a handful of them. I was like, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you. I recognize you. But it was one in particular. He's sitting there in a chair, blonde hair. I was like, Ric Flair! Oh my God, Ric Flair! Like that, right? He was like, I'm not Ric Flair. I'm not.
Yeah,
Ric
she
Flair.
said, I'm his cousin.
No, he comes say I'm his cousin. I was like, I was like, nope, stop playing with me,
This
Rick.
one right here.
I said, stop playing with me, Rick. I was like, I know Ric Flair when I see Ric Flair. And he was like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm not Rick. I'm his cousin. So then he started talking in Spanish. I was like, oh, you trying to really throw me off? I was like, why are you doing that? Like, I'm like one of your biggest fans. Like, and he's like,
and she just knew.
I just
knew. She knew that was Ric Flair.
So I'm like, no. It ain't going down like that. So I was like, come on, Rick, let me get a picture. Let me get a picture with you. So he's like, all right, well, you gotta talk to my agent. So the agent, I said, can I get a picture with Rick? And he's like, go ahead, like that, right? So I go over and so we taking pictures and everything.
She put her arms around him.
He's like, all right, act like you wrestling me, choking me. So we doing all these poses and stuff. I'm all hype, like I can't believe I'm taking a picture with Ric Flair. Like,
unbeknownst to her,
so
it wasn't Ric Flair. He did look like Ric Flair. Who was it?
It was Austin Idol.
Austin Idol. I
was like, oh my God. I was so higgle me. After that big to-do, I could call him Rick, but he was so gracious.
Yeah, he was
like, this girl got her mindset on me being Ric Flair. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Yeah. And I'm gonna let her take a pictures, have her moment.
He told us where to go.
But he was real cool. He was real cool. He was like, yeah. He said, well, if you're going to go eat here, he was giving us all these tips. He put on his phone. He doing Google. I'm sitting here like this before I realized it was Austin Idol. I'm like, man, I can't believe Ric Flair sitting here giving me tips and telling me where to go to eat and where to go see what sights to see. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna ever forget this moment. But needless to say, it was still a great experience. Even though it was not Ric Flair, it still was a famous wrestler. And I looked him up. I was like, oh, okay, I remember him. But he resembled Rick so much.
Yeah, he did look like him.
But he was so cool and so gracious. But but that was some of our funny moments of traveling to Florida. So I hope y'all stay tuned for our next destination. But until then, thanks for having tea time with TBee and Charlie.